Video. Video. Hey. All right.
Hello.
Right.
Hi.
Hey. What's going on?
Nothing much. Just chilling. How's it going with you?
Well, internet issues, but it's fine.
Yeah, don't you just love those internet issues?
I know, right? 21st century.
Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm.
But welcome to Two Blurred Girls podcast. I'm Tamika.
Welcome. And I am Tamara.
Yes, amazing, lovely Tamara.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. All right. And we're going to talk about Loki. And we're going to try to squeeze episode 1 through 3 all in 2 hours.
Well,
so wish us luck.
Yeah, this is the longest that we're going to do. We're not going to do this anymore. This is the first and last time that we're going for 2 hours.
Yes. Awesome.
So, yes.
All right. Cool. And let's see. Oh, I think we got a special message coming in.
Hold
on. Oh dear.
Let's
see what's going on, everybody.
Oh dear. What's going on? Hi, John. You're muted, JD.
You're muted, JD.
We are from the TVA.
Oh, you're from the TVA?
And you are actually interrupting a timeline that's supposed to be happening right now with the Movie Loves Your Nights podcast and everything. And because of that, you're going to have to do some hard time.
What?
You are going to have to go 2 hours and 30 minutes long on your podcast in order for you to actually catch up with all 3 episodes of Loki.
Wait, 2 hours and 30 minutes?
2 hours and 30 minutes. An extra 30 minutes is your punishment time.
Oh, God.
Well, where's Morbius?
Yeah, where is he?
Where's my lawyer?
Can I say, wow.
Wow. Where's my lawyer? Mobius?
Wow.
Mobius. Mobius, where are you?
It's a for shame.
Dang TVA, just like the IRS.
Yes.
We just show up whenever we feel like it.
Yes.
And by the way, exactly.
But yes, this is our friend John from Movie Lovers Unite. Say hello to everybody. Yes. Hey. Oh no. Got somebody else coming. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh no, what? Another agent. Dang.
We got 2 TVA agents.
All these TVA agents keep popping up.
We tried to be low key in our appearance.
Disrespect.
Well, see, Loki is right behind me. He's between the 2 fruits, the avocado and the pineapple.
Between the 2 fruits.
And I already get this though, man. I already fined them 2 hours and 30 minutes for intercepting a timeline already, which would be our timeline on our podcast.
Yes.
Is there anything else that we should find them for?
No, there's nothing else.
No,
there should be nothing else.
Thank you.
Fine.
No,
we're good.
No, we're good. We're good. We don't need no more fines. We can't pay all these fines now. And I'm still waiting on my lawyer Mobius to come.
He's in another timeline. He's in another timeline. He's doing time.
Well, you need to find him from running late.
Yeah, he's always running late.
Yeah.
Well, you should get a better lawyer.
I think I will get a lawyer.
Well, I guess
because he also intercepted another timeline that interfered with this timeline that intercepted with another timeline.
Wow.
It's a timeline within another timeline within another timeline. That's 3 or 4 different timelines in one timeline.
You mean a timeception?
Exactly. You see, this is why he gets paid the big bucks.
So this is why
we get paid it all.
So we created the multiverse then. So it's our fault.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well,
anyway,
whatever. Yeah. Well, this is John and Charlie from Movie Lovers Unite.
Yeah.
Our friends. Thanks for being our special guests.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
We would have had another special guest, but he's too busy. He has a father duty right now. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Papa John.
That's
Papa John.
Well, that's supposed to happen in y'all's timeline anyways.
Yes.
Oh. Yes, John.
So what did you guys think of the first episode?
I thought it was cool. I had a few funny parts. My favorite part was when he got knocked out in slow-mo. He's like, it was just so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought it was cool how they did it. Like, was it the end game when they was trying to get the Tesseract and Loki got it and he disappeared? I thought that was cool on how they started it off with. So
I wrote about that in my notes too. It was a good starting point just to see whatever happened to Loki. Because I think like even in Endgame, they told us what happened to Loki. Because after the first Avengers, you're like, oh, he's arrested. Okay, what else is next? Is this the last time I'm gonna hear from this guy? So Endgame showed us, and then Loki showed us further. So I thought that was pretty cool.
All right. Well, I'm not sure if this is an Easter egg, particularly. Like, we remember in the scene where he said that he's been. No, actually, that happened when Doctor Strange took Loki from Thor. Never mind, because I'm not sure if that was the same thing over and over again. He said he was been falling for how long, and then
I remember that. Yeah.
So I'm not sure if it's because of that, but I don't know.
Well, part of that was in the first episode
mm-hmm.
where they went to see his dad, him and Thor. So that was part of his timeline.
Yeah, so he was like, I've been falling for so many da-da-da-da. So it was funny.
Well, what about you guys? What do you think?
I thought it was a very good setup for what we were about to get, to be honest with you. I thought that the setup was really good. It gets us a look into Loki's perspective of what happened to him after he picks up the Tesseract with Avengers Endgame. I thought that was really good. And then, it sets up this new world that we're not used to. So now we're having to go on ahead, get used to a world that we're no longer used to. Now we have to go on ahead and readjust ourselves into that world and everything. And there's actually, I get this, there's actually a term that's actually used for, how they have like the old systems mixed in with the new tech and stuff like that. There is actually a term for that, and I'm going to look it up later on. But I was listening to somebody else's podcast, and they actually brought that up on what that's actually called, because there's actually a thing that it's called. But I felt like like they built up the TVA really well and explained what the TVA is and timelines intersecting other timelines, people taking timelines. So I thought it was really good for the most part. What about you, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a start out was great, because this show that I was like not so like excited for as when I first saw trailers for it. I'm like, okay, this might be kind of cool. I mean, right from the get-go, it started out strong, because the other ones, they took a while to build up for the good stuff. I mean, I felt like, yeah, first episode I thought it was great. I loved the second episode, and then third episode happened, and don't want to talk about that one.
and there's that.
But yeah, my sister brought up a good point, because I was watching y'all's review on Movie Lovers Unite for Loki, episode 1. She brought up, how when he was captured and went to the TVA, he was standing in his line to get a ticket, and she said it was like the DMV.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what they do. They're like, ticket, please.
TMV.
Yeah. And it's like, it's nobody in line. Ticket, please.
Yep. And then he, like, what happened to the other guy because he didn't have a ticket? It was just so funny. Like, Loki saw what happened to him. He's like, oh, here's my ticket.
Yeah, he's like, well, what are you yelling at me for, buckethead?
I love Tom for that. I love it. It was so funny.
And, I actually like the other part, though, with Tom, where he winds up going to this other part where he goes, everything that you ever said is this big old huge stack of papers. Everything that you ever said. And now you have to go ahead and sign the papers for it. And he goes, really? And then all of a sudden there's a printout that comes out.
Yep. Really?
At that moment, I'll be afraid to even say anything. I'm like, paper?
Yeah.
But
you're serious?
He could have done hand gestures, and they would have recorded that. It was only words. So you could find a way to flip somebody off and not get written up.
Like Star-Lord, you remember he was like,
"Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this
sorry. I didn't know that's how this worked."
Yeah, he can do gestures. They can't make you sign off on that, right?
So, yeah, it had some few funny parts. I loved the first episode. I thought that Tom did a really good job. Like, he's always done a good job as Loki, and I'm glad that they picked him to play as Loki.
This minute is the highlight of that episode.
I almost said Raven, but that's a different universe.
Same person.
I was like, yay, Tara.
I do like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
That whole setup for like the timekeepers was interesting, how it was a chaotic timeline. And then these 3 magical beings, the timekeepers, they hold a timeline in place. But the messed up part is the variants, which are people who alter the timeline. They're the ones that will be taken into custody for the TVA, which Loki was. But even they said if you late for work, you're a variant. I'm like, dang. Then we all should be variants then. Because I know I'd be late. I try not to be.
Yeah, I try not to be late, but I guess I turn into a variant if I clock in after 9. I'm a variant.
I'm like Baby Yoda. I'm like Baby Yoda in a way because of the fact that I always wind up having Why were you late? I'll have coffee in my hand. It's like, oh, the traffic was really bad.
You'd be like this.
Right. Or sometimes I just leave the coffee in my car and then just clock in and then grab it and then put it on my desk.
Oh man!
But yeah, we all should be variants though. By the way,
that's like the whole. Yeah, that's like all of Earth.
Yeah,
even the aliens.
Yeah, we're all
aliens aren't on Earth; they're on Mars and stuff. But anyway, I'm sure they're late too.
Yeah, let's just say they're all variants. Everybody's a variant, no matter if you're on planet Earth, Mars, whatever. You're a variant because you're late. You're always late.
Yeah, but I like Loki's was making sense. He was like, well, why are you arresting me for altering the timeline? What about the Avengers?
Yeah.
In the Endgame. Like Endgame. They altered the timeline. They were like, what else supposed to happen? And it was like, what? What do you mean? That was supposed to happen. You escaping weren't. Okay.
And see, that's what I like because it was even though I wasn't asking the question out loud and everything, they answer the questions for you and everything. So I definitely love that.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking as well. Because I'm like, you guys are arresting Loki for disappearing after he took the Tesseract, but here comes the Avengers trying to bring everybody back. He's getting all of the stones and stuff, and they were like, well, that was meant to happen. I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Yeah, so, it makes you feel for Loki, even if you're not a Loki fan. Like, I'm not a big Loki fan, and like Charlie, I was kind of like, I don't know if Charlie's a Loki fan, but I was like, about the series.
Yeah,
but it made me kind of feel for him, like, and then I was like, wait, I'm put with the Avengers. I feel conflicted right now.
I like Loki in some capacity, like him in a minor role, like in the Thor movies. I liked him in that. And I liked, well, of course, when he got his ass kicked by Hulk.
That was funny.
Like smashing him on the ground, or when Thor's tricking him to get help. Like when he's not overly zealous, like, oh, I'm better than you and you know it, like that kind of zealous. I think I liked him more in the first episode because you feel bad for him. But I'm not a huge Loki fan, like, honestly. I mean, I like him in some capacities, but I think I feel more sympathy for him in the first 2 episodes. But like I said, in general, I'm not a huge Loki fan.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, I'm not a big Loki fan, but I am learning a lot more about him.
Yeah, it's a learning process because I started reading about him when after watching the first Thor, and I started liking Loki. Like, a lot of people, like, I'm not the only one that does this. It's like whenever you're watching a hero movie, you always like the villain, but it depends on who's the villain. So Loki is not really the villain, but he's always like, his brother is all handsome and everything, and he's just like, so it's a couple of people liked him because of that, and also he's very handsome in the accent. So
it's true.
British
people in Asgard.
Yeah, but I just started reading more about Loki at the time, and that's when I found out about Lady Loki, which we get to that later. But I didn't know that at first. When I read about Lady Loki, I didn't read too much about it. I just saw her picture, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Loki has a woman." So yeah, there's 2 Lokis. Like me, I could be a Loki, and John Henry could be a Loki. I'd be Lady Loki, but no.
Yeah, but I think even like when we didn't find out about Lady Loki or people that read the comics. Like when I went to Dragon Con, the women, I saw more Lady Lokis.
That was so cool. I remember
saw
seeing
male
that.
Lokis. So even people that didn't read the comics said, I'm just going to venture out and be Loki.
Yeah, because like, because even when we went to Dragon Con that one time, because I took a picture and a girl cosplayed as Loki, and I think there was a female Thor too, right?
Dang. What year was that? That was like...
It was a long time ago.
Dang. That was before the movie came out.
Yeah.
Dang.
And that's why I had to look it up. I'm like, there's girls dressing up as Loki. Let me see about this. And there's like a lot of girls that dressed up like Loki, but they were the female Loki, Lady Loki.
Dang. Yeah. That's pretty cool. What those are comic book fans then?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to take a picture. I'm like, Loki.
Click. Yeah, I got to find that picture, by the way, after the show. Yes. But yeah. So are you guys getting ready for your podcast?
Yeah, we're going to have to go on ahead, zoom back out of here and everything.
All right.
Thank you for coming. Us. You're welcome.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, my lawyer will get in contact with you later. His name is Mobius M. Mobius. Thank you.
Okay. See you.
All right. Bye. Peace out.
Later.
For sure.
All right, back to the ladies. Ladies' night, and it's feeling right. Ladies' night. Oh, what a night.
Copyright.
Okay, copyright. Not our song. Not our song. Okay, sorry. But anyway, episode 2. Let's roll into episode 2.
Okay, episode 2, how it started off, you see a shadow figure. Well, first you see the TVAs coming in, trying to, find this variant. And then all of a sudden you see the shadow figure standing, holding the light thing that they used to have back in the day. And that variant dropped it. And all of the TVA soldiers died. They got burnt.
Oh, the end of season. Not season. Well, I want to say season, episode 1.
Yeah, that was the end of the episode 1. And then all of a sudden you hear about what happened to them. They all got burnt. They got caught on fire.
Yeah.
So episode 2, you'll learn more about what they were looking for. And I thought it was funny, like when Morbius gave Loki his weapon and the TVA agent saying, nope. The hunter, she's like, nope. Give me those back. And she put it in his closet. And then they asked him to turn around, like, what was on, like, let's see the back of your jacket, and you see variant.
Yeah, I heard, well, I think one of the YouTube shows I saw, I think it was New Rock Stars, they were talking about that shot. Like, that was a long shot. And they only had like a few tries to get it right. So the camera just stays on like one long shot. And then it was all time. Like she had to walk at the precise time to get the weapon from Loki or Tom.
Yeah.
I should say. Yeah. In order for it to be right.
Right.
But yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, yeah, they did mention that. I think it was MT who mentioned it from New Rock Stars, or was that what was the main guy's name for Rock Stars? It was easy for me to remember initials, but because my initials,
Voss.
Yeah, Voss.
Something. Yeah, I forgot his first name, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one it says. The reason why I can remember MT's name is because that's my initials before I got married. My initials is TM, and it's just backwards. Before I got married. Now my initials are TB. Hola, Jorge.
Hola. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. But back to the show. But
yes. But yeah, episode 2 opens in 1985. Renaissance Festival, which I thought was pretty cool, because when I saw that shot, I thought, okay, they went back to the medieval period. But if they didn't show me that 1985, I was like, oh, okay, cool.
No, that's what I thought at first. I'm like, what year is this? Because after I watched it, I was reading stuff that I was rewatching the stuff like New Rockstars was saying, and they said 1985. I'm like, 1985? When did it happen in 1985? And then I'd be like, oh, it didn't. It did 1985 right after, but it did it really fast. So like right after you watch other shows, or if you look it up, it has to take some time for you to see the year before it was really hard. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Because the TVA soldiers, they traced the variant, and she was in 1985, and I don't know why she chose this Renaissance festival, but they chased her in a tent. Well, we don't see her, right? But they got a lead on her. And the part I thought was funny was when they came through like that transparent, they traveled through this transparent square or whatever to other time periods. But when they transported through the square to 1985, the what was she like? Bar Tavern? She was like one of the workers at the Renaissance Fest. Yeah. And she was like, you guys are out of costume. We need this job. Like,
when she said that, I was like, okay, you guys are not in the Renaissance. It's like you guys are wearing the wrong costume.
They got so many looks, and it showed how out of place they were. It was 1985, and they're in like SWAT gear.
Yeah, and it looks like they probably were thinking, it's like, is this some kind of Back to the Future kind of thing? Because Back to the Future came out.
Yep.
And it's like, hold up, wait a minute, what?
But the TVA soldiers chased a lead that she was in this tent, and then the song "I Need a Hero" came on, and I know she did this enchantment to one of the female soldiers, just like Wanda did in Age of Ultron, which I thought was interesting because I haven't seen that enchantment happen before. So we get to see her powers. This variant. We get to see this new variant power because we discover that there are other Lokis out there. Cutting to the chase, there are other Lokis out there in the universe. So this happens to be another Loki.
Which I think is funny because like after, like before episode 2 started and they started mentioning about the other Lokis, you could see all the pictures, and one of the Lokis kind of looked like it was a black guy with dreads. And I was like, wait, they caught that Loki? And then there was one that kind of looks like Hulk. And then there was Tom Loki, but he was like doing like a marathon. So it was just like you said, there was like different versions of Loki. But I just thought that part was pretty cool. Like you could just see the stop and goes of it. So Lady Loki, the female version, that Loki at the tent, which I thought it was interesting in the color of the tent, because Loki's color is green and gold. The color of the tent was green and gold, and there was a goat, hence the horns, walking through and stuff like that. But I did like that. Yeah, again, it's like thanks to Rockstars, like they always do the stop, like whenever they watch the episodes, they will go back and rewatch the episodes, and then they will do the stop motion, and it will stop and okay, this is what happened here, and then this is what happened there. So they analyze the show, and that's after watching episode 2, 1 and 2, and you watch other podcasts, so you'll get the breakdown of what you missed, and you can go back and rewatch it. So I just think that's pretty cool. But that's the reason why I knew about the tent and all that stuff, because of New Rockstars. And I watched Loki episode 2 twice.
Okay. That's a good point, though. It foreshadows her entrance.
Yeah, I just thought that was
in the colors.
So I thought that was pretty cool. And also you said about the enchantment. Like at first when I saw that, Loki has never done that before. Mm-hmm. I've never seen Loki doing that before. And to me, well, that's later on, that's in the end. But I just thought that was interesting, like how she enchanted the people, like especially the main person, you know, to make her fight the soldiers to knock them down or to kill them. And then here comes this shadow figure fighting along too. And then the soldier that got enchanted just passed out because, you know, she was in her mind and everything. And then she pulled her through that tunnel. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you know, they disappeared. And then I think Morbius, Loki, and everybody else comes into the tent. And I'm not sure if it was before, but I don't know what else happened before that. But when they come into the tent, I think Loki is trying to convince them to trust him. But who trusts Loki?
No.
Yeah, you can't trust Loki. As much as I like Loki, you cannot trust him. You can't trust him at all.
I wonder why Morbius let him go on like that. Because he was trying to tell them, this is a setup. You should let me do X, Y, Z. And this is how you can probably find this person. But Mobius let him go on. And the other soldiers were like, they had a timer to reset the time.
The reset. Yeah, they had to.
And the timer was running out, and then Loki was just talking. You know how Loki is; he's a talker.
Yeah, he's a talker.
And I wonder why Mobius let him go on like that.
I think I might have to rewatch that episode about that because that's just very interesting.
Yeah, yeah, and it was almost like he was trying to gauge whether he should believe him or not. And he was like, no, he's lying. Okay, we can go. I was like, I thought you knew that when he opened his mouth and said, I think.
You know, there's a theory. A lot of people have theories that they think that Morbius is the Loki variant.
Ooh, that's a good theory.
Yeah, but I'm not. Yes, it's a twist. So like it'd be a twist, just like how it was in the Falcon, the Winter Soldier. Like that was a twist for me. That like knowing about Sharon, I'm like, when did she become like what? No, so you know, that's a twist.
That's an interesting theory.
Yeah, so he's the Loki variant, while Sylvie is Sylvie. Again, that's the other episode. I know, like everybody else is like episode 3. You know, it's like we're just doing 1, 2, and 3. So
yeah, we're on 2 still.
So, yeah, we're still on
everybody.
2. So. Sorry, everybody, we're on 2 now.
Yeah, we're on 2. But yeah, after Loki made the time run out with all his BS, and Mobius went to Renslayer. I think that's her name, Renslayer. Yeah. She's like one of the judges for the TVA. He was in her office talking to her, like, "Oh, give me another chance to work with Loki," but she basically just wants him to be sentenced for his crime of being a variant, like messing up the sacred timeline. But Mobius is using Loki to catch this other variant Loki, basically, to catch a killer. Yeah, he's a killer. But I found it interesting, and it was like New Rock Stars again. Eric Voss, that's his name. Eric Voss from New Rock Stars. He pointed out that, you know how Mobius, she was saying, you know, Mobius, you know, use a coaster for the table, right? Because he had a drink. And it was like previous rings on the table. And he was like, I didn't do this. And she was like, yes, you did. Just leave a coaster. And they pointed out that possibly maybe this is another Mobius that left that same cup on the table.
I think I saw that episode too.
Yeah, you saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I saw that one. Of course, I've seen episode 2 of Loki, you guys, but I just didn't pay attention to that part. But with New Rock Stars, I think I saw that episode when they talked about the rings. And again, they are really good on analyzing everything. When I mean everything, I mean everything.
Yeah, even the end credits.
Yeah, because like before, I think we didn't even talk about this part, but Eric Voss talked about with episode 1 at the end. I think it was one of the I don't know if it was an American version or another version where you see the actress's name. You don't see Lady Loki. You see Sylvie.
Mm.
So the thing is that they analyzed everything, and then also with Loki's gender, it said fluid.
Mm-hmm.
So Loki can be a male or a female, which is true. He can be a male or a female because hence, the comics, Lady Loki, but I didn't know that part until I looked in more into it. But yeah, I just thought that was just interesting how they did that. They just stopped, they just review everything. But I just thought that was cool. I didn't pay attention to the rings, to be honest.
Yeah, like all the Marvel series, they're just so packed full of Easter eggs.
Yeah, and it's like you have to go back.
Unless you can like rewatch it multiple times to look at every single detail that leads up to a conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
I missed stuff like you mentioned with the beginning of episode 2 with the goat. I was like, what goat? Oh,
and
dang,
I think
you get
they
so
also,
caught up in the story.
Yeah, and I think they also mentioned about what happened with Ringslayer is it behind her. You notice that all the 2 statues, their hands are like this.
Yeah.
Or something, and the other one's hand is like that behind her. And it was like, why is it like that? Is she one of the people? Or does she know who they are? Like why is that person's arms like this behind her? Like she's literally just sitting in front, and then all of a sudden you see these arms like this.
Yeah.
Like they're presenting themselves to that person, to Ringslayer. I mean, so that's just very interesting. But when you read more about Ringslayer, you will see what type of person she is.
Yeah, because didn't she go out with one of the timekeepers in the comics, or no?
King, yep. And I think his name was mentioned.
Yep. Dang.
Yeah, I think Tony mentioned his name.
Yeah.
I think that's what they said.
Yeah. Yeah. But
the Conqueror, I think.
Loki was I don't know how, but I'm gonna call it the TVA library.
Yeah. That was funny.
Loki was in the TVA library. For some reason, I guess Mobius sent him there. But anyway, to look up clues about this new variant.
Yeah.
But Loki was in the TVA library. And this lady was shushing him. And I felt so attacked. Because trying to be a librarian.
Yes.
And I was like, oh boy. And then he went to the reference desk, as I call it, to ask the lady, the TVA librarian, I'm going to call her that, are there any TVA files? And then she kept saying, no, not classified, not classified. And he was like, well, what files can I use? And I think it was files about him.
Yeah. Those files about him. Yeah. Poor
That's
Loki.
what you can use.
Yeah. And I think he was asking Miss Minutes some questions and stuff.
Oh, yeah. That was in the beginning. That was cool animation.
Yeah, I thought it was funny that he was chasing her with the paper, and then she like way back in the computer screen and just mumbled is like, how rude.
Yeah, that was in the beginning of episode 2.
Yeah.
Where she was testing him on his knowledge of the TVA.
Yeah.
Something like that. And she was a little animated. She's like a little animated clock with legs. Think of like Miss Patman, but as a clock.
With a southern accent.
Yes. Yeah. Hi, y'all. That's how she talked.
Think of Raven with a southern accent.
Yes. And he was like, are you real? She's like, well, sort of.
Yeah.
like,
and then he started chasing her.
Yeah, with the newspaper, and she went back into the computer, and she was like, "How rude."
Those love those parts. But yeah, I think he did figure some things out about what was going on, especially about the variant and stuff. So he went to Morbius and he tried, and I thought it was so funny that Morbius was trying to eat his lunch. And Loki just took his lunch. He's like, okay, pretend that this is this. And he's like, okay. And then he went and took the other guy's drink. And he got this. He's like, okay, then this is this and this. Like, just imagine all this. And you put it all together. And it's like, there you go. There's the variant right there. And he's like,
yeah, his explanation of like using Mobius salad.
Yeah.
And using salt and pepper shakers to explain that. So no matter what catastrophe is going on in the timeline, that could be where the variant is hiding.
Yeah,
because the catastrophe can still happen, and there's nothing you can do to mess up the timeline. Something like that. He was explaining, and he was like, "Okay, use these salt and pepper shakers." Okay, and said, "This is the," and I was like, "What in the world?" And then I think, oh gosh. I forgot the guy that played Hulk. I don't know why his mind just escaped me. Like his name just escaped me. Gosh.
Bruce Banner. There you go.
Okay. So yeah, the Bruce Banner guy. I think
sorry, Mark.
His social media. Yeah, Mark Ruffalo. He put on his social media like the explanation of like Loki's theory, which is a salad and some salt and pepper shakers.
Yeah. I think you shared. I saw that when you shared that. That was funny. But
man, but yeah, so they I mean Mobius,
he wasn't happy.
Mobius, God bless Mobius. He is a patient man.
Yeah,
but
he was like, I was about to eat that salad, and you used it okay, go ahead, take it.
I like salad. So if somebody did that to my Caesar salad, they would get slapped.
Yeah. And then you got the time thing in your hand and you'll slap him again. It's like, and then you do the slow man slap, and they'd be like,
yeah, and it'll be like, yeah. And then I'll tell them to get me another salad.
Yeah, it's like another.
Yeah, right. But yeah, they went to Pompeii. Right before the volcano erupted, and Loki, there was these goats, and Loki was like, "Okay, let me test out my theory." So he let these goats go. He's like, "Be free, horned friends, be free." And then he was like, "See, the timeline's not messed up." And then the volcano went off, but they got out in time.
Yeah, he was speaking like the language Latin to them.
Yeah.
And I forgot, I don't know what he said, but I knew it was in Latin. And and they were just looking at him while he was speaking Latin, because it was like, why did you free our goats? What is wrong with you? And all of a sudden here comes a volcano, and then everybody's like, oh no, they would run into their houses. Instead of, he was trying to tell them like, there's a volcano that's about to erupt, and they were just looking at him like, that volcano's not gonna erupt. Like, what is going on? And then Morbius is like, you're going to mess up the timeline. Stop it. Get back. Come back. Like, Morbius is trying to get him to come back because he was being embarrassed. He's like, come back. And Loki is just acting like a drunk person and everything. And then all of a sudden the volcano blew up and Loki was just standing like, see, nothing happened. And here comes the rubble like coming behind him. He's just standing there.
Magic.
See, nothing happened.
I'm sure the locals at Pompeii thought that Loki was some drunk fool. Like, the volcano gonna erupt. They're like, that volcano ain't erupting in many, many years. Centuries.
And you better go and get our goats.
Right. That's somebody else's property you messed up.
Yeah. Well, they're gone now, so.
Yeah, the goats didn't make it, by the way. Sorry,
y'all.
Yeah,
everybody
didn't
died.
make it through Pompeii.
Nobody made it except for Loki and Morbius. They're the only
Yeah,
ones.
those are the only two that escaped.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, they went through like a lot of files trying to go through every natural disaster, trying to figure out some clue to this variant. And I think the library they were in was, I want to say that's the Hyatt in Atlanta. It's some Atlanta hotel.
You noticed
you remember when Mobius and Loki were going down his elevator?
Yeah, that was
all those floors. Yeah. I know that's a hotel in Atlanta. I forgot if it was the Hyatt or Marriott.
I think
it may have been the Marriott.
It was the place where our prom was located, our junior prom, because I remember he was in the elevator like that.
Yeah, and then we went to Dragon Con, and that looks like the Marriott.
I will have to look at our prom picture. Let me go look at the prom picture. Hold on.
Intermission. And she's back. I gave some intermission music.
Good. I should have done the intermission thing for Twitter. I should have done that. But we're back. But I couldn't find my junior prom picture. I found our senior picture, but that we wasn't at that hotel. But I think I know what hotel you're talking about.
Yeah, it's either the Marriott or the Hyatt in Atlanta that they shot at. But I remember those elevators.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to what we were talking about.
But I guess they found out about the like category 8 hurricane. And what's just funny about that is that the highest category I think they said was 5.
Yeah.
And they said 8. I'm like, dang. That's like the worst hurricane to have. Like everything is going to be gone if it's the category 8. Like if you think category 5 is bad, 8 is like nothing.
Yeah, and you're in Florida, so I can't imagine what you Floridians would do with a category 8.
Oh, it'll be under the water.
Oh yeah, well, definitely.
There will be no Florida. Like,
no,
sorry,
no.
Like, no
it won't be.
Miami will be gone first, and they will be gone like 2 years later. Tallahassee will be gone 2 years later.
Well, maybe Tallahassee can rebuild.
Yeah, maybe. We probably be like New Tallahassee.
Yeah, New Tallahassee. Wow,
New Tallahassee. Yeah, New Tally, Georgia. Might be considered as Georgia.
It is kind of like Georgia. If nobody's never been to Tallahassee, it's like Georgia but with palm trees.
Yes. Same Georgia drivers.
But yeah, the conversations in Loki are interesting between Mobius and Loki, because they had this discussion. I guess when they came back from Pompeii, they had the discussion in the cafeteria, the TVA cafeteria, I'm gonna call it, about belief. Like he was saying, like Loki was asking Mobius, "You believe in these 3 timekeepers who he called lizards, time lizards?"
Yeah, because they do look like time. They do look like lizards.
Yeah, they do. He's like, "You believe in these timekeepers that they're holding some sacred timeline?" And then Mobius flipped the script on him and said, "Well, what about you?" And he was like, "Oh, that's easy. The frost giants made me.
Yeah.
And I come from a land called Asgard. And it's in this realm." He was like, "Exactly. That sounds ridiculous." He's like, "It's not ridiculous. It's fact."
Yeah.
So they had this interesting conversation between like belief, fact, what you believe, And Mobius was like, it doesn't matter. It's real to me. So I thought that was a real pivotal moment in the show.
And it's kind of interesting. It's kind of like the thing in real life. You know, you have someone who is red or blue, or if you have someone who's a Christian or atheist, they're like sitting down having a conversation. And that's what you have to do. You sit down and have a conversation, and you either agree or disagree. And I just like that. I like that part. And like Loki didn't turn him into a frog, or Mobius didn't decide to like contact Ringslayer and tell him like, okay, you can reset his time because he doesn't agree with me. He doesn't believe in the timekeepers, and Loki wouldn't turn him into the frog because he doesn't believe, Morbius didn't believe that he's a god and like Loki can do everything. Like, I'm the god of mischief. Watch, and like he's a frog, or Loki will do something worse. So I just thought that conversation was very interesting too, and I liked it.
Yeah. Well, of course, Loki can't use his powers for some reason. In the TVA, they have like they have something going on where his powers are obsolete.
You know what?
Yeah.
And I think I think we most definitely forgot about this, because you remember that guy that was pushing the cart, and Loki looked inside his cart and you saw the gems, the stones.
Yeah.
You noticed that they're not glowing inside, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. You also noticed that Loki took one of the gems, right?
They talked about it on the YouTube channel I mentioned, but I didn't notice it at first because I know he had the Tesseract.
Yeah.
Going back to episode 1, he found out that the Tesseract it doesn't work in this realm, the TVA realm, and then there's multiple gemstones. There's multiple Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
Locked up in somebody's like drawer, work desk. And he was like, oh, we get those all the time. We use it for paperweight. And he was like, paperweight? These are Infinity Stones. Paperweight. I don't.
It's like, I don't understand. He just took one. I think he took one of them.
Probably was the Time Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting that his powers don't work in this TVA realm, and the Tesseract doesn't work.
No.
The Infinity Stones don't work, but it makes me wonder how many people have gone through this that they have multiple copies of like these Infinity Stones.
Because they're not working. So that's very interesting. But even though, yeah, that's something to think about.
Yeah. Wow. And also the worker that said that we use those as paperweight. He said something. Loki was like something about a fish, and he's like, "What's a fish?" And I was like, "What?"
What? He's like, "How you not know what a fish?"
He's like, "I don't know."
He's like, "What's a fish?"
What?
He's like, I will put you wrong with the fishes. What's a fish?
What's a fish?
It's like, I will probably be scared once you tell me what fishes are.
Yeah. But yeah, so they find the variant,
and
his
name is
chase them to the Category 8 hurricane that's happening in, what's that, New Jersey?
No, Alabama.
I should have known.
It was in Alabama. I think it was in Birmingham, Alabama. I don't know. It was one of the cities.
What year was that?
2020 something.
Yeah.
2055, I think.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
They chased the variant to this timeline, 2055 Alabama, Oceanside, something, to Roxcart, which is some corporation that's like in the background of every Marvel movie.
Oh,
but now they have a grocery store. So the grocery store kind of looks like Costco.
It probably bought out Costco.
Right? I hope they don't have gas anymore. It's a Category 8 hurricane.
Yeah,
but I hope it came with a gas station before then.
Hopefully, it was 2050, not 55.
2050. Yeah, mm-hmm. Cool. So they chase the variant. They go into the grocery store, which other people are hunkered down in this hurricane shelter the grocery store just happened to have. And they split up, and Loki's going with the black chick. I forgot her name. Did she have a name?
Her name was... Oh, I passed the actors. Wait. Where's the cast? I'm sorry. Loki cast. She was Hunter B-15.
Of course. Yeah, she don't have a name, right? It's just Hunter.
Hunter. She's a hunter.
I'm going to call her Huntress. No, wait, that's going to be confusing with DC. Never mind. Yeah. So anyway, the female soldier went with Loki. And they caught this guy looking at plants, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Looking at plants." He's like, "It's a hurricane." Yeah, it's a hurricane cell on these plants. So I'm looking at them. So right there, that's suspicious.
Yes.
They find out that the variant can like transport like her energy into other people. So she was with the suspicious guy. She sucks at this, by the way, because somebody shopping for plants in the middle of a hurricane.
Something not right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hold on a second. Why?
Yeah.
It's her.
I thought it was pretty cool that she like transported. So she transported out of the guy once the female officer touched the plant guy. And she transported in the female officer and was like, "Oh, I heard you've been looking for me. What's up, bro?" And he's like, "Oh, you the variant? Yeah, it's me in the flesh. What? Sorta, kinda. I always wanted to be a big black woman.
Oh gosh, that was so funny. He was just like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, he was talking to the variant through other people, and then she got in some redneck looking guy.
That was funny. He got his ass
who was just like kicking Loki's ass left and right.
And Loki had to grab the the little tiny vacuum cleaner.
Rumba, right?
Yeah. He telekinesis grabbed it, like it came to his, like it flew off the shelves and came to his hand, and he tried to crack the guy in the head with it. Didn't work. Yeah, Loki was just getting his butt kicked.
Well, we saw that his powers work now. Yeah, they're not in the TBA. So now his powers are starting to work. And then she finally revealed herself, and he was like, "Loki," and she was like, "That's not my name."
Yeah, it's like, don't call me that. But the thing is like when I saw her, I was like, at first I was like, "Oh, it's Lady Loki," because I saw the actress, right? I saw the picture of the actress, and her hair was brown. So I'm like, "Yay, she's Lady Loki. She's Lady Loki," because it was Tom Hiddleston and her right next to each other in the Loki sign, and her hair was brown. But in the Loki, her hair was blonde. I'm like, hold up. Why is Lady Loki's hair blonde? That is not Lady Loki. Lady Loki's hair is not blonde. She is not a blonde. She is not a blonde. She is not a blonde. And when I looked up Enchantress, her name is Sylvie. Yeah. So when the rock star Eric mentioned that at the end of the credits, you will see Sylvie. Not Lady Loki, you will see Sylvie. I'm like, see, she's not Lady Loki. That's Enchantress, y'all. That's Enchantress. And a lot of people was like, no, that's Lady Loki. It was revealed that she's a Loki variant. I'm like, Loki created her, people.
And like I told you, I don't care what she call herself. She is Lady Loki to me.
But the thing is that Lady Loki had black hair, just like Loki. Loki hair is black. His hair is not blonde.
Yeah.
It's a black hair person. Like Loki can pretend to be freaking Scarlet Witch, hence the picture, but that's not Lady Loki. I'm not gonna say she's Lady Loki. I don't care what people say. See, she's not Lady Loki to me. She has blonde hair. Lady Loki has to be a Tom Hiddleston lookalike with black hair.
Yes. And then you told me in the comics that Loki, the Lady Loki series is Loki soul has been transported into a woman.
Yes. Right? Yes. Yeah. That's how come he became Lady Loki, because of that. I think he died. He turned into a female. And you see this beautiful goddess coming through. Like, she's very, very pretty. Don't get me wrong. The actress that's playing as Lady Loki or Enchantress, she's very pretty. But, yeah. Yeah, Sylvie's not Lady Loki.
Okay, fine. She's not Lady Loki.
But she is of Loki.
Yes, she is of Loki, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but because she is Loki not created her. Loki. Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Lady Loki is Loki, but Loki as a female.
Yes. Awesome. And go read the Loki series comics.
Yes.
That should give you plenty of background into all of this Loki-ness.
And also you read more about Enchantress, so you can see more about her storyline. Now, don't get confused with the Enchantress from DC, because there's an Enchantress in DC and there's an Enchantress in Marvel. So
yeah. Who came first? We don't know. I guess you can look at the years it came out.
I think Enchantress in Marvel was 2019, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna copy her name. And I'm going to say DC.
Okay. We'll see what we get.
Okay. 2000.
I forgot. I have to remind myself. I need to ask my Alexa about comic book questions and see how smart she is.
That would be funny. DC was first. DC was super first. Like, when I say super first, I mean like 6 years, like super first. Because Sylvie was 2009, right?
Oh.
Enchantress was 1966.
Oh dear.
Yeah, DC Enchantress was 1966.
No comment. Moving on.
Moving on. And that's probably the reason why they're not calling her Enchantress in the show. Because of that. So, yeah, she's just Sylvie, not Loki. She doesn't want to be called Loki because she didn't want Loki to call her Loki. She's just like, don't call me that. Ugh,
I don't like that. That's not my name.
That's not my name.
Oh, yeah. Like, what? And then because in episode 1, she was taking the time resetters from the TVA. And then we see like a slew of time resetters. And she made a bomb.
Yeah.
So she blew up the sacred timeline.
Yes.
And it's mass chaos everywhere.
Yeah, because you could see how the multiverse was created there.
So,
yeah. 616 is coming, y'all. 616.
616.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, you gotta see our first episode on, I think it's on Facebook.
Yeah.
In order to understand why we go crazy when we say Earth 616.
616, yeah. If you guys read about Black comic book heroes, you will see what realm they're from.
Yeah, majority of them are from Earth 616.
Oh dear, why do all Black people have their own Earth? All the Black superheroes are on Earth 616.
Yeah.
Except for Falcon, but still.
Yeah.
Shame.
But yeah, I guess we can roll into episode 3.
Yes, and that was
we caught up.
Yeah, we caught up, y'all. Yay. Episode 3. Like,
whoop, whoop.
That's when Loki and Sylvie went through the portal right after Sylvie set up those traps. And Morbius was calling out Loki, but Loki was like, bye. He went through the time portal. And they ended up in another place. And I think it was, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it starts with an L.
Lamentus.
Something
like that. Something
like
along
that.
those lines. But before that, Sylvie, she extracted information. Yeah, that's where
they went inside the TVA. That's where they went.
That's where it opened at. Remember the female soldier?
Yeah.
Like it opened with the female soldier, the one she did this enchantment on. The female soldier, and then it was Sylvie.
Yes.
And they were at a table, just like a regular restaurant. And I'm thinking, oh, Sylvie knows this female soldier.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. Until she said, tell me where the timekeepers are. And the girl was like, wait, what?
Right. And
then
all
we
of
were
a sudden,
having a good time.
Yeah, and all of a sudden the background changes. She's like, hold on a second, what's going on?
Yeah.
And she was like, see, I told you when you slip, like you do the when you drink the drink so fast, your brain freezes, and when your brain freezes, everything is different. And she was like, okay, well, try it again. And she's like, okay. And she tried it again, and all of a sudden she got a brain freeze. And then she asked her a question. So tell me where they are. And she's like, what?
Yeah, she's like, wait, I've been here before.
Yeah.
So Sylvie, we learned, was able to manipulate a memory.
Yes.
To extract information. So she manipulated this girl's memory to pretend to be her friend.
Yes.
And I'm sure that this memory was something really special to this soldier. So she manipulated that. Yeah.
But you noticed during that time, it's just like they weren't at the TVA, because remember Morbius told Loki that they were created in TVA and that's where they belong. That's what Morbius told Loki. And Loki was the variant. So in Loki's mind, he's like, okay, they were created by TVA. But what Sylvie saw, she was like, they weren't made by the TVA. No, they weren't. So that was a very interesting thing, because like after we saw that and then we see this, it's like, hold up, wait a minute, what's going on? And then that's why the soldier was like, I told her everything. She knows everything. I told her where they were. I told her where they were. I want to go home. I want to go home. And some people are saying that when she says she wants to go home, she wants to go back to the time that she came. Because you remember when they got erased, that's when they turned into the soldier. They become part of the TVA.
So the TVA is doing brainwashing.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that after watching New Rockstars, I kind of understand it more. That's the thing I think people should do. Like, right after you watch Loki, and if you're into like stuff watching on YouTube, watch other podcast people to see how they break it down. Like, watch Black Nerd, watch New Rockstars. Those are the people that I watch all the time. You know, right after I watch. And then I also watch our friends, movie lovers. But everybody has their own opinions on certain stuff. So some people will break it down to help you to understand like what's really going on. And I did not know what was going on until after I watched New Rockstars, before, you know, movie lovers. So that was just very interesting to do.
Yeah. I do the same thing. Like I watch our friend John and Charlie on the Movie Lovers Unite. And then I watch Eric Voss on New Rockstars and his friends. I think Emergency Awesome. That's a pretty good YouTube channel too. And of course, ours. Don't forget our Two Word Girls podcast. You can watch us. We're here to entertain you as we give you reviews.
Yeah,
I say put us in the mix too with all these people we're mentioning.
Yeah, because even though we're behind, that is okay. We're here now. We're talking about it and we're giving our opinions. Because to me, like, I didn't get it at first until I watched it again. I had to watch it twice to get it. Because after I watched other people discussing about it with their opinions, I'm like, that's very interesting. That's something that I probably missed. And I rewatched it, I'm like, I got it. I got it.
It does help give you a well-rounded view. Yeah.
So I was just always wondering, I'm like, why is Sylvie with that officer, that soldier? And you also notice that Loki and Sylvie's fighting style is totally different because Sylvie can fight better than Loki. Loki sucks.
Whoa, yeah, that Poor is Loki. True. That's why he got all the gadgets.
Yeah, I'm just like, why is he okay? How is she a variant of him? He can't fight. And here she is in the sky, like doing back flips, front flips, kicking the person in the leg, and then taking their weapons and resetting them anyways. Like they try to reset her. I thought it was funny that she was trying to use her enchantment on the soldier, and he was just looking at us like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, I wonder if it was his helmet that she couldn't get through.
No, she couldn't. Remember, she can't use her powers in TVA.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because since Loki can't use his powers, she can't use her powers in the TVA. So she was trying to use it because she got to when you said the helmet, that she enchanted the girl soldier while they was in tent.
That's true.
With the finger with the helmet. But when she was inside the TVA, she thought that she would get him. Like, she has her two fingers and she does this. It didn't work. So I thought it was funny how the soldier is just looking at her. It's like, what are you doing? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, what you doing? I'm on my lunch break.
Yeah, and he got his stick and she was like, young, ching, and he disappeared. He got reset.
That is a cool stick, by the way. Whatever
really
baton they have where they can just like evaporate somebody, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
But, not Lady Loki, Sylvie.
She doesn't want to be called Loki, so I want to respect her.
We'll respect her. Okay. She wants to be called Sylvie.
Call her Sylvie.
She is on a mission to kill the timekeepers.
Yes.
And apparently these timekeepers, you can go to a gold elevator. And I guess it takes you up to the floor where the timekeepers are. But she couldn't get there because Loki had to come behind her and say, wait, let's work together. And she's like, screw you, person, Loki.
Yeah. And here comes Ringslayer. And she was like, she grabbed like, I kill him. And Ringslayer said, go ahead, kill him. She was like, what? Huh?
Yeah, kill him.
Kill him. You can kill him.
Save me paperwork. Kill him.
Yeah, it's like we was trying to reset him anyways.
So. Yeah, kill him. Yeah, and then Loki took some type of device from her, and they transported to Lamentis. I guess that's the name. It's some planet.
Yeah.
But on this planet, the catastrophe that's going to happen is the moon is going to crash into the planet.
Yeah, and Sylvie was not happy about that.
No, she was like, I can't believe you took us here. Why are we here?
It's like, and then remember she asked for the time thing, and when Loki pulled it out, it was broken. Some people are thinking it was an illusion because Loki likes to do stuff like that to make it like he did hide it, but he would make you think that it's broken or the battery power was going down. So the first time the power was going down. And then it seems like she was before that, she was trying to enchant Loki. And when she was trying to enchant Loki, Loki was like, okay, the same thing like that soldier did. What are you doing? You can't enchant me. Nice try. And she's like, because that looked like they was about to kiss.
It did.
And
everybody went to that bunker and then she touched him. And he's like, what are you doing? And she's like, what are you doing? I was like,
it's like, are you? What's going on?
Awkward, like first kiss.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think this is supposed to happen. And someone said that was incest.
Loki brought up a good point, though. He said, you can't enchant me because my mind is too strong.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder. I guess enchantment happens to the weak-minded.
That's what I think. That's what she explained. The weak-minded people, she can enchant them if their mind is weak, and it's easier to enchant them.
So the lesson is keep your mind strong,
like Loki.
Stay alert, so that Sylvie or Wanda will not enchant you.
Exactly, and that's why. I thought that scene was hilarious, and there was quite a few funny scenes in that episode. Like, they went to that house and that woman with her blasted gun, like her big old gun, and Loki was trying to say something, and then he turned to her husband.
Yeah.
And he was being all nice, and she shot him. He went, wee! Like, he was air yeeted. He was yeeted. Like, he was like, yeet! And then he landed. And then she's like, my husband never been that nice for years. And she just looked at Loki.
God, Loki.
Sylvie just looked and was like...
Because like, at first I thought she was going to fall for it.
She didn't.
And then he kept being nice, like, oh dear, I missed you. And he was like, my husband never been nice to me. I was like, dang, that's sad.
He was like, oh, he was like so weak. He was hurt. He's like, oh, my God.
It makes me wonder, did she kill her husband off?
You know what? She probably did.
Yeah.
Because he was an asshole.
Yeah. Sound like an episode of Snap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oxygen.
Yeah. But yeah, so the lady told them like everybody on that planet is evacuating to a train, but you'll never make it, which I thought was interesting. And then we see these people in line with these tattered clothes, and Loki turns into one of the soldiers, and he pretends like Sylvie is his prisoner, and that's how he get to the line. And it's this loud black lady. Oh, I would have said the same thing. She was like, they making the wealthy people get on the train. I'm poor folks in this line.
Yep.
Like, dang, girl. Which is interesting. It tells you something about the socio-economics of that planet.
Yeah.
Like, they want to get the wealthy people out.
Yeah.
And they really want the poor people to die off on this planet.
Yeah, they're trying to take the wealthy people to the Ark. So the lady told Loki and Sylvie that they weren't able to make it because they don't have a ticket. Because if you don't have a ticket, you can't get on the train. I almost said plane. You can't get on the train to get on the Ark.
Now, so, what is the Ark? That part I didn't understand.
Well, that's what Sylvie had to explain to Loki. Like, we're on a planet that is going to destroy everything. That's including the Ark. And I guess right after Loki, like her and Loki and Sylvie had a conversation about their powers and everything. And like he was asking her, how did you know about the enchantment? And like he was just explaining to her. And then I guess that's when he found out. I'm not sure if that's that time or when they were on the train, but he found out that the timekeepers, not the timekeepers, but the TVA agents were variants. And he was like, what do you mean they're variants? Morbius told me that there was made there. She was like, no, I went inside the soldier's mind. I saw what really happened. It took me a long time to get through her head to see where they were. They are variants. So they was like, Loki was like shocked that he found out that there were variants. And that was just interesting to, you know, to understand. It's like, okay, so their minds were erased because remember, okay, everybody got reset. Whenever everything's reset, you're like, you probably turn into a TVA agent because remember what happened to that guy when where did he go? He was resetted, aka he became a TVA agent. So yeah, it's like their minds were erased to become they're variants, but their minds were just erased,
which helps with employment.
Yeah,
right. Because you'll never run out of workers. You just get the variants.
And then I thought that scene was hilarious that Sylvie and Loki was trying to fight on whose plan will be better because Sylvie wanted to enchant soldiers to get on the train, but Loki was like, I can dress up like a soldier to get on the train. So his plan was almost ruined when the soldier was like, hold up, you can't get through here. And then Sylvie, he contacted his general, and Sylvie just touched him and she enchanted him, and he was like, never mind, y'all can get in. And Sylvie just looked at Loki. He's like, see, that's how you're supposed to work it.
Yep, she did Jedi mind tricks on him.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. But then the interesting conversation was when they were on the train. And you see all the rich people drinking champagne, whatever. But they were talking about their mothers, right?
Yeah, their past life and stuff.
Yeah, they were adopted. She was adopted too.
Yeah, she was
I
adopted.
thought was interesting. And he was like, "Wait, you were adopted?" She's like, "Yeah, didn't they tell you?" No, I mean, I found out later on, but dang.
Yeah, she's like, she knew that she was adopted since she was young. And but they got, like, she was taught her powers by somebody else than Loki. Loki was taught his powers by his mom, his adoptive mother, Frigga. And
she's a witch.
And then Sylvie got taught enchantment by somebody else. So Sylvie knows enchantment, Loki knows magic.
Interesting. I'm sure they'll dig more into that with the rest of the series. But yeah, and then we find out what everyone on the internet knew, that Loki is bisexual.
Yeah.
Because they had this discussion about love, and Loki asked Sylvie, like, "Oh, are there any beaux waiting for you after this?" And then she asked him, and he was like, "Princesses, you know."
And he's like, "Quite a few both."
Yeah.
Both. I was like, I had a feeling he was going to say that.
Yeah. It made sense.
Yeah. It made sense to me, because I'm like, to be honest, I try to figure out, like, when he says both, like when he's a male, he has the females. Because you remember in Thor Ragnarok, he had all the girls, and he almost got them all. But then I was wondering, like, while Thor was gone, I was wondering, like, he turns into a female and he falls in love with a guy as a female, since he's fluid.
Yeah.
So that's just something interesting to think about.
So happy Pride Month to Loki.
With his bisexual flag.
Yeah. But I thought it was interesting. They're having these deep conversations in Loki series, like about beliefs, and then Loki and Sylvie had a conversation about what love really is.
Yes, that was really deep. And again, I really think that Loki was in love twice, by a man and a female.
Yeah.
And his heart was broken by twice. And Sylvie said that the man that she loves, she left him another time. Like, she's trying, because she's focusing on her mission to get the timekeepers. Loki probably just lost two loved ones, like people that he loved, because it's like he was drunk when he said this story, which I thought it was funny. She fell asleep and she woke up, and all of a sudden you see Loki in his Varian jacket, and he was a drunk man singing his song, and then he got another a wine, and he's like drinking, and he's like, "Another smash." Like, he's just like his brother. Oh, he is just like his brother, even though he's adopted. That is so funny. He was so drunk, and Sylvie was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "You're drunk, right?" He's like, "I'm not drunk. I'm full."
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, "You're drunk and you're in your Variant outfit." He's like, "I am." He's like, "It's the end of the world. Who cares?" We're all gonna die.
We're gonna die anyway.
Oh man! And then the TVA agents come, so they track him or find him, and then like you said, you see the different fight scenes, styles. Like, Sylvie is more advanced in her fighting.
Yeah.
And Loki has to do like tricks of the hand and daggers and throwing stuff. Even though his aim is off, though.
Oh, his aim
is terrible, as Sylvie said. You have a terrible aim.
Yeah, because he was trying to get the soldier, and he almost hit her. She's like, "What is wrong with you? You're trying to kill me."
Yeah.
He's like, "Sorry," because he was drunk.
He sold her real fast when they threw him out their train.
Yeah. When he kicked that soldier, he's like, "Bye-bye." And then that other soldier kicked him out. He's like, "Oh." And Sylvie just went after him. She's like, I can't.
Yeah, because she needed that
the time.
Yeah, whatever, temp pad.
Temp pad, yeah.
Whatever it's called. Yeah, for her to get off. Because the thing was they have to get off that planet before the catastrophe happens.
Yeah.
So she needed that temp pad, which, as you talked about, Loki broke. And they said that they have to go to the ark. That part I didn't understand. Was the ark like this recharged? Yeah, that part my mind kind of wasn't like what.
I think they was trying to get on the ark because remember they was trying to take the rich people to the ark. Only the rich people is going to the ark. So the Loki and Sylvie was thinking, I was like, okay, once we get to the ark, we will need to get in here, be the only ones to be in that ark so we can get off this planet. Everybody else can stay here and they can die. That's what we need to do.
Okay.
And by the time they get to the ark was destroyed as it was supposed to be destroyed. Because remember, Sylvie said that everything was destroyed, including the ark. Even the rich people didn't get off. They all died.
Dang. Okay. I get it now. Okay, I was thinking, like, what is the arc? Some type of battery charger? No. Charge the temp pad.
I just think it's funny that they call it the ark, hence the Bible. Because everything was getting destroyed and Noah's Ark.
Yeah. They have to get on the ark.
Yeah, but the ark didn't get destroyed like it did in Loki. That one, everybody was killed.
Oh yeah, so they're following the sacred timeline anyway.
Yeah,
even and also though the sacred timeline's been destroyed, they're still on their timeline path.
Yeah, but again, like some people were saying, the Loki, he is the god of mischief. He likes to create illusions, so he probably made Sylvie think that template was messed up, but not realizing that maybe it is broken, and Loki has this time stone. And this is interesting, like we've seen the previews of the Loki series. It's like, how did Loki get off the planet that was being destroyed to go other places? It's because he has this time stone. A lot of people think that he has the time stone. I'm one of those people who thinks he has the time stone. He took the time stone and the Tesseract.
That is true. It does work now that he's away from the TVA.
But he doesn't tell Sylvie that.
I wouldn't either. He kept asking, "Can I trust you?" to her.
Yeah.
But she should be asking, "Can I trust you?"
Yeah. But you probably can't trust each other because you guys are both mistress. You got the mistress of mischief and you got the master, it's the mister of mischief. So you can't to trust each other. So it doesn't work. So can I trust you? No. Can you trust me? No. There we go. Everybody happy.
That's so messed up. You can't trust nobody nowadays. Tupac said, "Don't trust nobody."
Yep. Can't trust nobody. Can't trust nobody.
But yeah, I thought the ending to episode 3 was like, I don't want to say it felt like it fell flat to me. Like when the ark was destroyed and then she threw her hands up and left. And then Loki was standing there and then it's fade to black to credits. And I was like, I didn't get a chance to digest like what just happened.
Well, like the thing is like, this is what happened. I have to watch it twice to get the better understanding after watching other people talking about it, so I can see the whole picture. It's like they do breakdowns of the whole situation. So, like Sylvie said, sorry, my daughter is fighting her sleep.
Yeah,
Sylvie did say like that's what's supposed to happen with the ark, anyways, because everything gets destroyed, including them. Like if they're still on this planet, they will die along with it. So the only way that Loki and Sylvie will get off that planet is if Loki used that time stone. But you won't know about the time stone until episode 4. See, that's what they get you. They have to get you guys minds straightened for that part. But the thing is that the reason why it cut off like that is because it makes you guys think that Loki and Sylvie are going to die on that planet, which is not going to happen because the ark was destroyed.
Yeah. But Loki did bring up a good point when they were running through all that chaos, which I thought that scene was pretty cool. It was like chaos everywhere.
Yeah.
And then it's like every like action. They're running. You got rocks coming down. You got people running opposite directions, and they're just running through the crowd trying to get to this arc. But I thought it was interesting when Loki brought up. He was like, "Oh, they don't intend to have these people go to the art. They're gonna kill them." Like it was all the poor people that were outside, and Loki was like, "Gosh, they just want them to die too." And yeah, I thought that was interesting insight on Loki's part.
Yeah,
or observation.
And also like the writings all over the places. I think someone mentioned that is what you call it. Okay, that's Loki's bisexuality. There's Lamentus. It was just something about the Leventus. I think there was like an Easter. There's an Easter egg, and we just got to go back and rewatch it. Especially with the signature, like all the graffiti and stuff. You notice the graffiti is in a different language. So, did someone say Cree? I'm not sure. I have to go back and rewatch that episode. But once I rewatch it, I'll let you know. But they mentioned about the graffiti and everything. So if you pay attention to the graffiti, that's something to know with throughout the whole Marvel universe. Like, where did Captain Marvel? She was she thought she was Kree or something like that. Yeah. I think it was Kree. They're Kree. So I think that's what it is.
Interesting. But yeah, I like I said, I like that. I guess it's called a travel shot. I don't know, for all the film students or filmista people. I'm calling it a travel shot, that the camera just follows them as they're running in and out of these like bars. And it was in one bar, and Loki put his magic, and the TVA soldier like flew in the air and fell. And then Sylvie, like you said, you see the fight style. Sylvie is doing hand-to-hand combat. Loki is using his magic to fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So overall, and also, did you? Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, remember that building was about to fall on Loki and Sylvie, and Loki stops, and all of a sudden you see that green poof. Loki used his telekinesis to push that building back. So
now, did he use his power before in the other movies?
I'm not sure. I have to rewatch the other movies to see. He probably did.
I feel like this is something new. I haven't, like, I know he can make things appear, but him moving Loki's things with his power is
coming through. I think a lot of people are saying that his true power is coming through.
Interesting. Well, I can't wait to see what else develops. Like what other powers he has. He probably has the enchantment powers too.
That would be awesome if he did.
That'd be dangerous. He's already dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous Loki. He is the god of mischief. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, he can easily like enchant Thor's mind. Thor
gosh,
is just like all over the place, like full of himself. Poor I like Thor, but he's full of himself.
Right now, but the thing is like Thor is going through depression right now.
Because it's easy to take him.
Yeah, it's easier. Like Loki can easily enchant him like really bad because Thor still thinks that Loki is dead. Because Loki did watch the scene that he died. That's in episode 1. He was going through all his files about what really happens to him. So in my mindset, if Loki knows what happens to him, do you think he's going to reset that time?
I think so. It is Loki. Like even if it's in the past or future, he doesn't want anything bad to happen to himself because he's selfish.
Yeah,
but also I think he would save his mom.
Yeah,
he saw his mom die too.
Yeah, so he was like, but a lot of people don't think that she's dead. A lot of people are thinking that she is one of the the timekeepers, which I can't see how you would think that she's a timekeeper. Yeah.
And she's that's a little too far-fetched. Yeah, I think she's dead.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think she's dead, but because she went to the stars.
Yeah, and where did she had the Viking funeral. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I like you said, in episode 1, I thought it was interesting that Loki saw like, this is your life. Mm-hmm. He saw all the files and everything that happened to him, even in Endgame when he died. He was like, "Oh my god!" And then it said end of file.
Yeah,
yeah. He was like, "Wait, I'm dead. What? Yeah, that's like, my destiny." My destiny is brought up a good point too. He said, "Your destiny is to fail so others can succeed." Right. That's the most horrible thing you can say to somebody.
Especially right after he saw him die. He's like, "Wait a minute. So for Thor to succeed is for me to die? What?
Yeah.
Nah." Yeah. He's like, nah.
And if that's his destiny, then I understand why the TVA said you aren't supposed to escape.
Yeah.
So, wow, that's so messed up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so what do you think about episode 3 overall?
I can say I liked episode 3. It had its funny parts. After I had to watch something else, other stuff to understand more about episode 3, I'll give it higher than what I did before. I know a lot of people are going to be looking at me. It's like, why you got to get it so high? Because it's like, you get a better understanding about Sylvie and Loki. And also like the whole TVA, you find out the TVA people weren't really made in TVA. They're variants. So without that part, you wouldn't know what's going on. So to me, I'll give them an 8 out of 10. Because it would have been 7, cool. But I say 8. Right after I had to rewatch the shows and to get a better understanding. I got a better understanding of it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not quite sure. I guess I give it like a 7 for me.
That was before.
Only because, like I said, that ending kind of messed me up. Even when you explained it and I understood it, I was like, dang, that's it. I didn't have time to process that the impending doom. But yeah, I didn't think it was a bad episode. Like you said, some people were saying, "Oh, it's the most worst episode ever." But I didn't think it was a bad episode or a filler episode. I thought it gave us a few Easter eggs and some keys into more of the TVA and these soldiers. Because they're hostages, basically.
Yeah, basically.
TVA.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the thing is like Loki was told one thing, Sylvie had to tell him like, no, that's not how it happens. That's not how it works. Because I was inside that soldier's mind. There are actually variants just like us. And Loki was like, what? So it's like when he was like, I wonder what everybody's reaction about that when Sylvie told Loki that, because I was just like, what? Even the first time I watched it, I'm like, what? There are variants? What? Because that's why I was like, in the first scene, especially in that funny part when Loki had to reach in his pocket and took out the ticket, like that guy who's like, I don't have a ticket. Why I need to show you a ticket? And all of a sudden he's like, he got erased. So I'm like, where did he go? TVA, that is where he went. He's a soldier now.
Wow. That's so messed up. Wow.
So what
I guess it'll be interesting. Yeah, so now I'm wondering about Mobius. Like Mobius was a variant, I'm assuming. Because these are my theories.
Because that's why he was into jet skis in the 90s. Morbius is from the 90s.
Yeah, and then he was drinking this soda, which I forgot the name of. It's some 90s soda.
Exactly, he's from the 90s.
Yeah.
And someone said, I better see Owen Wilson on his jet ski saying, wow, in the 90s.
They say he can't say that.
I know.
In this series.
You can't say wow anymore.
Now, if they're doing something from the 90s, then I think he should have drank Surge.
Yeah. But it wasn't Surge, it was something else. But then
something like that.
But me trying to figure is like he probably was around that time with Captain Marvel. Remember?
Yeah, that's right.
She was set in the 90s. So I was wondering if he was around that time where she was there, and then he did something that he wasn't supposed to do, so he got turned into a variant, and his mind was reset, thinking that he's from TVA because that's what they're telling them, because he got reset.
Yeah. Wow. So it's like Mobius could have just been a surfer or a jet ski guy in California, and then he got roped into being an adult to work for this TVA, which is like IRS type thing.
Yes. And then and another thing is like, let me look at my notes for this. I know that we're in our intermission, but there's a lot of things that you need to understand about Ringslayer, because she is an important character. So. She's important.
I wonder what comic is she in.
I'm not sure, but I can look it up once I find her.
Yeah, I know you can go to it's this YouTube channel I watch to catch up on background and comics. It's Variant Comics. Variant. Yeah. They do a good job breaking down comic book characters and their background and story arcs. So I may have to look at them to see about Enchantress and Loki further.
Yes.
Unless I get the omnibus of Loki. Because I get all these singles issues of Loki. I need something where everything is in one.
Can I share my screen really quick?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen.
I think you can. You should be able to.
All right. So this is Ravonna Ringslayer.
Okay.
And this guy right here is okay, so Ravonna Ringslayer was the daughter of King Caraculus, the ruler of the 40th century. So this is the person that's in Loki. And King is the main person of the Timekeepers. The Prime King went to the limbo. So King was diverged into two different counterparts. So, yeah. So she's an important person. So if you guys want to look her up. And also, her and King are like, she's in love with King, but he's not in love with her.
Yeah, put that where you found that information, and we'll put it on our YouTube page.
Okay. I'll send it to our message, but I'll stop sharing the screen.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we will wind it down then.
Yes.
So yeah. So every Friday we're gonna do Loki. So it's gonna be Loki Fridays for us.
Yeah,
and it's for all the people that couldn't watch it on Wednesday, because it comes every new episode is on Wednesday. So if you can't watch it on Wednesday, stop by and listen to us on Friday.
Yes,
because we're Loki Friday.
Yes, we're Loki Friday. And the funny thing is that he was supposed to be for Friday, but he decided to be Loki and switch it to Wednesday. Hence time.
Yeah, devilish bastard.
But I still love him. I still love you, Loki. I still love you.
He is a lovable character.
Yes, he is. He's so lovable
but he's a lovable character.
You just gotta give him a hug. It's like I love you, but I hate you at the same time.
I ain't hugging him. He gonna take my money. So sneak in my purse and take my money. All 20 of my dollars. No.
I'll probably be the first person to grab his butt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then he'll take your money and your car keys.
But I probably take it right back because I'm grabbing his butt. So I'm like, oh, you're trying to steal from me? I'll steal from you, motherfucker.
Yeah. Loki is dangerous.
Yes,
do not trust this man.
Unless you're in love with him, then you can trust him.
So that's our show. Thanks for joining us. If you're listening, thanks for listening. And don't forget to subscribe and like to our social media pages.
Yes, we are on YouTube, Two Blurred Girls Podcast, Instagram, Two Blurred Girls _podcast, Facebook, Two Blurred Girls Podcast, and Twitter @Blurred2Girls. So
yes, and our audio podcast is on Anchor, it's on Spotify, it's on Breaker, it's on Radio Public, it's on Apple, it's on Google Play, and many other platforms to come.
Gonna be all over the stations, y'all.
Yeah.
Even though we're newbies, we're gonna be everywhere, and we're also on Twitch, you guys.
Yes, please follow us on Twitch.
On Twitch. So yes, we are on Twitch. We're like, just follow us and on Twitch, and when we get affiliate, you guys can subscribe. Well, not really subscribe, but basically, you become our members for that. So yeah,
isn't that special?
Yes,
become our members. It's like you're our
followers, our subscribers. Yes,
our subscribers are our family. So join the Two Blurred Girl family.
Yes, on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
Very good. Excellent. You did an excellent job.
Thank you. I tried my best to do that little soft voice.
You sounded very professional.
That's how I talk on the phone. Hello, welcome to this and that.
There's a voice for radio.
Yeah. How can I take your order? Just being nice.
Yeah. Cool. All right. And we will sign off. Hopefully my internet works. So we can sign off.
All right, y'all. We'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
Bye.